Oh, man, I like that. That's the call. That's the call.
I don't know what I'm doing there, but I'll do it.
Oh, man. All right, Jay Shanle, thank you for dropping by. As we get started, first question. What's the first concert you remember going to?
Oh, man. So I didn't get to go to concerts until I was a young adult.
Whoa. Okay, what?
Well, yeah, that sounds like there's more of a story there. Like, I grew up in a very rural setting.
Okay.
So I wasn't exposed to a lot of these things. So I was able to go, I imagine, if I wanted to. But yeah, when I got out on my own, I think I wasn't even 21 yet. But it was Offspring. I saw it.
Dude, yeah. Offspring?
And Offspring and Soul Coughing. It was
gotta keep them separated.
Yeah, that was the one. It was at Deer Creek, Indianapolis. Oh, man. I was underage. I know that. Yeah, we don't have to go into that. But it was a great show. It was my first experience going to a concert. Like even the state fair stuff, because it's right here in Springfield. I kind of missed out on all of that. And yeah.
Okay, so that's your first concert. What's your most memorable concert? Well, let me while you're thinking about that. My first concert that my parents took me to when I was like 9 years old, Doobie Brothers. I was like, Mom, what's that smell?
Yeah.
Everybody's sparking up there. I'm like, okay. So my first concert is Foreigner and the Doobie Brothers. But that's a pretty good duo.
Yeah.
But, a 9-year-old, I mean, I guess it is what it is, but I was like, yeah, what is going on here?
I'm trying to think so I have an adult son now. I'm trying to think if I took him to, or what sort of experiences I gave him that would be similar to that. Maybe that's another question, but.
What's your most memorable concert?
Oh, man, I've been to a lot. Friends and I used to go to, I want to say it was Union Park in Chicago. I'm trying to remember the festival that was up there. LCD Sound System closed it out one year. But
Is that a band?
Yeah, LCD Sound System.
I don't even know what that. Okay,
buddy.
I need to
Google
sometime. That. I need to go to the Google.
Yeah. But yeah, we for like 3 or 4 years, maybe even longer, we went up to Pitchfork. That was the name of it.
Pitchfork.
And it's a music festival in Chicago. Had a friend that lived up there. Kat, we would always go stay with her, and it was about bonding and get together and seeing music. But yeah, we went up to there, and I think it was less about the actual concert experience and more about just hanging out with friends.
Okay.
But LCD Sound System closed out one of the nights, so.
Well, you said a lot of words I don't even understand with the LCD Sound System. Sounds like you went to a computer fair.
Yeah.
But that's cool. I would say my most memorable concert was Weezer, and we tried to sneak in backstage and then got escorted out. So yeah, that was probably I was a freshman in college, and we were like, yeah, we're gonna go party with Weezer, and we did not party with Weezer.
I got kicked out of the Danzig show. Yeah, they played here in Springfield. QLZ was our rock station.
Okay.
And Danzig and maybe 6 Feet Under or Disturbed, maybe both of them were playing there. But Danzig was the closing act, and they specifically told you, like, no crowd surfing or anything like that. And I was a scrawny young man back then, and it's like I'm gonna get picked up. Like, I don't care. But yeah, their last song, of course, is their most popular one because they don't want to play it.
No, you wait till the very end.
Yeah.
That's right.
So Mother played, and it was like, lift me up. Yeah, so I got crowd surfed up to the front and then kicked out. But it didn't really matter.
Yeah, I've never been crowd surfing material. I've always been the guy that needs to hold them up. Wow, he crowd surfed for like half a second. I will say one of the other memorable concerts I had was it was called 94.5. I forgot. It was the big alt rock concert series, and I was in like maybe 9th grade, and I went into the mosh pit, and like I went in there. And dude, I ran and just jacked some guy like in the back, like to the side. He fell. I was like, yeah. And then somebody did that to me.
I think I would have tried to run through it. I've seen that, and it's rather intimidating.
Oh, it was. I mean, for like half a second, I was like, "This is awesome." You know, hurting someone that's not even looking at you. That doesn't sound great, but that was the '90s,
edit
man.
that out?
No, we're keeping that in because that was the '90s, and I was formed by the '90s.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Well, speaking of concerts, you now in May of 2025.
Yep.
You became the program director for Levitt AMP. So walk us through kind of how that happened, and because before that you were working you did some work with the Oyster Festival, right? And the downtown brunch, Saturday morning brunch experience. So you kind of have a wealth of experience organizing, but just kind of tell us a little bit about that.
So Levitt AMP Springfield became an opportunity for me last year. I was not working at the time, had some time off. Prior to that, I worked for Kahn's Hospitality Group, which most people know, like Obed and Isaacs, William Vans, the Inn at 835. But this family-run business that does a lot of events. They're very involved in downtown. And part of that involvement, which kind of segues into my life with Levitt AMP Springfield, was being on the board of Downtown Springfield Incorporated, DSI.
Okay, you were on the board at DSI.
Yes, and I was on that board because Karen had asked if I would participate in this community engagement because her businesses were a part of that. She was a past president of the board. And fortunately, I liked being downtown.
Good.
So, but back with Kahn's, like we did the Springfield Oyster and Beer Festival, commonly known as SOB. Wintertime Firkin Festival, WTF.
What are you going to do with Levitt AMP this summer?
We're just going to keep it Levitt AMP.
Okay.
But, they did a lot of events, and I like doing events, so I got my feet wet and got my experience in doing those events.
Can I pause you for?
Yeah.
Why do you like doing events? What is it about events planning that you like?
Two things, probably two key things. I am very much an extrovert. I feed off just that social energy. I like being out and meeting new people, having experiences. I think the other thing is sort of my mindset. I'm very analytical. I like organizing things, so if you need any help organizing, let me know.
Okay.
But it's about like these processes and putting them together, and then seeing everything that you've done just kind of culminate to this experience and have it go well. But also it's the problems that come along with it too that you get to solve on the fly. It's kind of fun for me.
What's a problem you've had to solve on the fly without, if you could name it without like naming names, where you're like,
can't park there, bud. But there's nobody in the car, so what do you do? For just Levitt AMP or
in general? I mean, you like to park, you like to event, because it's all transferable to Levitt AMP, right? So
I think the problems that I like to solve are the people problems. People that are having trouble dealing maybe with someone else or an issue, to step in and help out. And maybe I like to look at things from different perspectives. And I think when you can do that different perspective exercise with other people, it takes the fear out of some of the problem solving.
Yeah, we've lost that as a people. To put yourself into somebody else's perspective, and we've lost it probably in businesses, but definitely just in our common culture. So,
but yeah, Levitt AMP. Program director, it made sense. So I had talked about DSI. I was actually a board member of like I said, I was a board member of DSI when Lisa Clemens Stott had brought the program to Springfield. And I remember being like, wow, this is really cool. And seeing the organization that I was a part of do something cool like that. And then it became a family favorite for my family to attend these. My wife and I love to go down there. Then we had kids. We brought them down there. The energy of being downtown, seeing this grow in popularity and being part of the organization that brought it there and then volunteering with it. So when the opportunity came up for the program director position, My wife said at the time, she's like, "Are you going to find anything else that fills your cup, or is that like sort of this hand in glove situation than this?" And I'm like, "No." So let's go for it.
Well, I've been able to work with you this past summer.
Yeah.
And man, I think my first image of you is you had a bandana on and you were just walking from the Y block over to the church, and you were like on a mission, and they're like, "Hey, that's the new director." I was like, "All right, I like it."
I'm very driven. I also like to like just be in the moment. Like,
oh, you were in the moment. You were all up in that moment. So you've been planning the Levitt AMP concert series, presumably this past fall. Have y'all set? So we're now shooting in January. Have you set the playlist yet?
No.
The artist.
Right now, it's funny you say this because like I officially began my work on this the end of last week.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
For 2026. So
okay.
My role as program director is with the Springfield Area Arts Council, and we just finished up First Night Springfield,
right.
The New Year's event. So I'm head first into Levitt AMP Springfield now. I did some work in the past to kind of set myself up for this, but it's working with the sponsors, getting everyone back aboard.
Yeah.
Which credit to the success of the program. We have over 40 partners in this program, community partners,
wow.
So sponsors, either cash in kind, people volunteering, organizations. So it's a lot of people to get a hold of.
That's a lot of people.
To get them back aboard. So that's where I'm at now. We've got the date set. Man, it's on a Thursday, so let's say May 28th through July 29th.
Okay.
10 Thursdays there.
You don't have the music set yet.
The music's coming next. Like
okay.
Once I get all the information out there for the sponsors, people start responding back, and that'll happen in the background, that sort of process.
Okay.
Then I get to put the headphones on and start listening to music, contacting agents, and
so are you the one contacting agents?
So it will be a committee that selects this music. But yeah, someone from the organization.
It's not just Jay Shannon, the electronic
LCD sounds. Yeah, no, it's not going to be. The music selection will not be from the perspective of an old white guy. It'll be a community perspective.
That is one thing I've really loved about Levitt AMP is because our church hosts the green room here, which is a great source of honor, and we love being able to interact.
I greatly appreciate
this. Love that they. But the diversity of just the music, and I think that's one of the core values of Levitt AMP. But I just love seeing all the different people come through the doors.
Yeah, we love, and when I say we, my wife and I, and the kids because they have to. But like our favorite night are like those Latin nights.
Oh yeah,
like the energy that is around that, the vibrancy. But also, like,
especially when they come with like 15 to 20 people in their entourage,
like their family and their friends are all there.
Yes.
And again, back to that sort of perspective thing, to kind of sit back and watch someone see their culture on the stage and watching them enjoy it. It's kind of like, I feel like I'm a tourist in my own town. I get to just sit back and see when someone else enjoy now their home.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think one of the things I love about Levitt AMP as well, and this will be in your work for sure, or the committee's work, is the show before the show. Whether it's a musical or a dance group, or I think one night there was an Indian group.
That kickoff.
Is that what it's called, the kickoff?
Yeah, kids kickoff. We normally work with youth groups, but also finding other groups that don't normally get a spotlight in our community.
I love that. The energy there. And then whoever is picking I think it's Tiffany Williams, who picks the national anthem singers and the Black national anthem singers. Yeah. Those are very moving as well.
Yeah. There are so many amazing pieces that got put into this program that it's just so awesome to see.
So what's success look like for Levitt AMP? Well, like what outside of numbers? Because you've seen it grow from 300 to, or I don't know, what did it start at?
Oh, so our first night and I don't know if you were here in Springfield when this came about.
I don't think I was.
It was very much. It's an ambitious project to get something like this into your community. It's a lot of work. So the first year, getting everything together, there was like stage and lighting and sound. But you can't let things get in the way. You just got to move forward. So
that's all right.
Our first concert, I think we had like 500 to 600 people out there.
That's a success.
Well, yeah.
That's
I mean,
a huge
just for just starting.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then every year it's kind of grown just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. We're now coming up on our 7th year. 2019, and then the gap year for Levitt. For COVID. We kind of hit an inflection point this year where things really shot up as far as attendance. But you didn't want to talk about numbers, so.
Well, no, I mean, it's fair to say that Levitt AMP has grown to 2,300 people.
Yeah.
And that is a huge success. That's a high water point in the conversation for y'all, that 2,300 people have come to this.
Yeah.
But I would say outside of that, what could be, like, what's a definition of success for the committee, for the group, for this initiative, for you as you're now leading it?
That's going to be a difficult. Well, I want to make sure I put this appropriately.
Okay.
So, I just came in last year after everything was already done. This program has been built up so well that it's going to be very hard for me to achieve more.
Okay.
Like the block has been filled 4 times with over 2,000 people. Everything runs so smoothly. It's almost at this point of like, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Okay.
But I think the area for growth for us and what I would define success is, I want deeper roots in our community. I want more diversity there. Like, it's already diverse.
Yes, it is.
You can see from every demographic, age, cultural background, economic background. It's all there. I would just like it to be a little bit more, and I don't know what that. So I want to look at our minority communities and let them know that they are welcome here. They already know that.
Yes.
But I want to make sure that
establish it.
Yes.
It is established, but just almost build on top of it.
And I think maybe more growth in drawing people from outside of Springfield, which it already does. Again, this is where I want to be careful.
Yeah.
Like, it already does this, but I think this could be a magnet, for not just downtown, but our surrounding area as well. And maybe someday it's more like a beacon or an example of what can be done in other places.
Wow. I would love to see that. And
Yeah,
I think
pretty cool.
I think because you have that vision and that hope, I think you'll probably see glimmers of that, and that's going to be exciting. What's something that you didn't expect managing this initiative and these concert series, because you did it last summer? What, maybe not manage it, but you really had your hand in it, in the inner workings of it. What's something that you were like, yeah, I didn't realize that went into it?
Really, the community involvement. So most of the programs that I had done in the past, you had like a few sponsors, you had your core team that worked on it, and there weren't a lot of other people involved. Having over 40 community partners be a part of this on the back end, seeing all the volunteer groups that come together, all the food trucks, community row, makers row, the MCs, the singers, the kids kickoff, like how many people this touches is rather impressive. So it's a lot of communication, and I think that was, so I was surprised by that. But it's kind of one of the things that I really enjoy, being that extrovert, is I get to meet or talk to or learn about all these different people.
How many emails and texts would you say you're getting in the busy season of that on a week? Like,
well, you have to ask Christy, but yeah, last year I was just shadowing her. It's going to be a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be a lot.
Yeah, after this music season, I'm sure you're gonna need like a week just to disconnect and go to the beach or the mountain. You a beach or a mountain person?
I am.
You can't say both. You can't say both.
No. My wife and I talk about this often. I am a beach person.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm becoming more of a beach person, but I do like the mountains for sure.
Yeah.
I do. Well, Levitt AMP is downtown at the Y Block. Would you call that the center of downtown?
For me, being here as long as I have been, like the old State Capitol Plaza is kind of that heart for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're in the center part of downtown, Y Block. Thinking through downtown, a big part of this, why this podcast even got started, was to host conversations about our place here in downtown. So I haven't met too many people who would say downtown is flourishing.
Right.
But I would want to ask this question: is what's a joy you have about downtown, and what's a place where you're like, this is where we need to improve on downtown Springfield?
The joy that I have in downtown, it's unique. I spent so much of my life down here. Like I grew up in a rural area, but I moved to Springfield when I was 18. My first like big boy job was.
Okay. What was your first big boy job?
So there was a guy, Brian Rotherham, started up The Advisor, which was supposed to be like the Illinois Times.
Okay.
But solely focused on like business and employment, because back then like employment ads were normally in the Sunday paper, and this was like you'd only get the Sunday paper on Sunday. Yeah. So this was a free week. This was a free weekly. But he needed help with distribution of this magazine, like the Illinois Times, and his office was in the 19th floor of the Hilton.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah. So here I was, a 19-year-old kid, doing distribution for this startup magazine, and my office was on the 19th floor of the Hilton. I felt,
dude, what a big boy job at 19.
Yeah.
I was like, in college they had us. I was in a pyramid scheme where I was like selling knives to my neighbor, like these kitchen knives that they probably got from who knows where. But yeah, I didn't make any money, and in fact, I lost a lot of money in that. But what's a joy and a frustration you have for downtown?
So the joy, I think, is just being in it. Like you go anywhere else in Springfield.
Okay.
Nothing's like downtown.
Nothing. You cannot get a view like this of the city and the brick and the history anywhere else in downtown.
That walkability, that ability to kind of move around and seeing things from different perspectives. Like I remember when 4th Street switched from one-way to two-way, and driving down it
just happened, right?
Yeah, and I was like, wow, this is a new perspective. It's the heart of our community. So much happens down here that it's just nice to be a part of. And I kind of feel like you're in the know when you're down here.
Is there a spot downtown that you're like, yeah, I like to walk this spot or drive by it? And
now it's kind of that Jackson Street corridor with the Y Block being right there.
Yeah.
But now I kind of like exploring too. I'll cut through the alleys quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, just to look at things from a different angle.
So you like being downtown? You like is it the landscape of it? Like there's the history? Is it the architecture of the building? Because
it's all of it, really. One of my favorite things is to go out for lunch and sit outside.
Yeah.
It's kind of what my wife and I, when we first started dating, like that was our thing of like going out to places. We loved eating outside. So sitting on La Piazza is probably one that resonates in our heart a lot. But yeah, just being out with other people.
I used to like to sit on our church steps and just kind of sit, pray, think, dream, whatever. Watch people as they walk by. And then on Thursdays in the summer, I don't know if this is but that's like where people sunbathe. There's some interesting people, so I don't go out on the steps on Thursdays anymore. I was like, after the third week, I was like, oh, this is a trend. I got to go somewhere else.
Well, that's kind of the other thing with downtown, because I like to porch sit as well. We're right off Washington Park, so we see people moving in and out of there all the time. But when you're in your neighborhood, you kind of see the familiar faces.
Yeah.
When you're downtown, you still have the familiar faces, but because downtown is like it's a neighborhood for everyone.
Yeah.
It's a space for everyone.
I like that. It's a neighborhood for everyone.
It is.
That's a good tagline.
Yeah. So you see everything from the guy that likes to go down there and sunbathe, people biking through, the tourists that come through town.
Yeah.
It's all downtown.
I used to.
There's a song about it too.
Is there?
Downtown. Na, 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 na.
We're gonna do that as a lift out, and that's gonna be our reel. I bike to work sometimes, and once you cross MacArthur, from Laurel to MacArthur, you can start to feel like you're downtown in that space. And it's interesting. I do not get pulled over in my car, but I've gotten pulled over 3 times in Leland Grove on my e-bike because I did not stop completely at the stop sign, which is shame on me. But I'm like, nobody's around. But man, they have stopped me 3 times. But then I can go in the city and nobody cares at all. I'm sure they do, but there's nobody around to watch.
Leland Grove really cares about your safety.
They care
your
about my
health, and
e-bike habits.
Yeah.
They really care about my e-bike habits. Yes. Okay. So what's something that I don't want to call it a frustration, but maybe ways we can improve downtown. Like if you can name some specifics, because we're not flourishing. So it can be high level, it can be very specific. Just thoughts on that.
Something that I've been thinking about a lot lately as far as the development of downtown, and maybe I don't know if it's contrary to what other people believe. I kind of feel like that is, I don't think we need to focus on growth. I don't think so. Adding a new business is something that we need to focus on right now. I think we need to get back to something more foundational.
Okay.
Which is beautification. Like the way a place makes you feel is important.
Yeah.
And to feel that way, there's a few things that can have a positive or negative effect on you. And the beauty of that space is one of them. But with that beauty, like adding art to your downtown does more than just, provide you something to look at.
Yeah.
It makes you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
It makes you feel welcome. It makes you feel safe. It makes you feel inspired. It makes you feel a lot of different ways. And most of them are, if not all of them, are positive. It attracts people. It attracts attention. It makes you want to be there more than I think most things will do as far as what we're trying to accomplish downtown. So for me, cleanliness, safety, vibrancy, all kind of need to be that foundation that we start from. Think about like if you were to take some seed and throw it on your lawn because you want to grow grass.
Right.
If that space, that lawn is your downtown, adding seed, adding new business before you prepare the land.
Yeah.
That seed might grow, but is it going to last very long?
That's
or
a beautiful
it might not grow that well. So I think, taking care of our streets, taking care of our sewers, our infrastructure, helping out, with facades, some cleanliness, the planter boxes. It's more than just decoration.
You know what? That 2 things. The Russian philosopher Dostoevsky, which I know you just read every day.
This is like LCD sound system for me. Like,
but he said beauty will save the world. And the other thing is, I was listening to a podcast. I don't know who it was, but they said one of the reasons why Jesus was so successful as a teacher, if he were to get up on a mountain and say, "Hey, you all are sinners and you're horrible people," he didn't do that. He used a lot of metaphors because metaphors and a neuroplasticity, the way it does it removes this defensiveness. All that to say, if you stay with that metaphor for downtown, the garden, and you say, before we're trying to get flowers to bloom and all, we're trying to prepare the ground, and part of it is through the beautification and cleanliness and making it sanitized, a little bit more sanitary. I think that will allow other people to be more responsive to it. I think you just stumbled on something really, really powerful. So thank you for that. That was A+.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Did I read somewhere was it you that you wrote into the paper that we should make downtown a cultural arts center. Was that you or someone else?
Yeah. So part of my time with DSI, we were given a strategic transformation strategy.
Okay.
A strategic strategy. But part of that was to have downtown be an arts, culture, and entertainment district. And when I heard this, I was like, "What the heck? This is nuts!" You know, like how do you even do this?
You didn't jump on that the first time.
No, it didn't make sense to
Really?
me because downtown has always been state workers. Like that's what downtown was, or state workers during the day, and then it had this nightlife scene.
Yeah.
So when I started looking at this transformation strategy, it's like how does an organization even like begin to do an arts, culture, and entertainment district? It just seemed like a lot. But then there's a tool or a strategy called asset mapping where you just look at what you have and you categorize it.
Interesting.
So I started looking at everything that's down here and putting it into these categories of arts, culture, and entertainment. There's over 30 places to get food or drink down here.
Okay.
There's over 24 places like bars and venues and stuff like that for your live music.
Yeah.
So you've got your culinary arts, you've got your entertainment, be live music, trivia nights. All of our art institutions are down here. Pharmacy, the SAA Collective, Springfield Area Arts Council, the Hoogland, and then your cultural side or your cultural assets like Illinois State Museum, Lincoln's Home, ALPLM, all of that is down here. So if you look at what downtown actually is, I believe it's an arts, culture, and entertainment district. We just don't really think of it that way.
Yeah, we think of it as a place where state workers left. Yeah. That's where most of my conversations. That's the verbiage I get.
You want a nice phrase for that? I've said it a few times now, and it sticks with me. I feel like we look at downtown through a lens of the past, meaning that it's state workers. We're not really looking forward to what it could be or even what it is right now. And then you throw Levitt in there. Like, Levitt it's part of that arts, culture, and entertainment district. We haven't been talking about this the whole time, but you look at what happens down here, and it's arts, culture, and entertainment.
And the thing that one of the narratives that we really need to establish with Levitt, it's a spend down fund. So like, it's not there forever. This funding is not there.
Correct.
How long is the new agreement?
So we have 3 years.
3 years.
Yes. But the Levitt Foundation is on a spin down to 2040, 2041. So we got time to enjoy this or to build it up to where maybe it doesn't need a Levitt grant anymore. Maybe it's solely sustainable within our community.
And that's exactly what I was going to is like, this is such a bright light in our city that everybody pitching in to be part of this. And I think it would be a good thing. As we get out of here, success to you 15 years ago, what was that? Success to you today, what is that?
Success 15 years ago was just being able to pay my bills.
Okay. That could be success today, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Success to me now. Do you want more in a career or life? Or?
However you want to take that, man.
Man, we've been talking a lot about career. My life is really about community and my family. Like I want a good place for not just my kids, my friends, but for everyone. So just being able to add to that, that's what feels good.
Jay Shanle, everyone.
Chink,
chink. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate you,
dude. Yeah. You nailed it on some of those. That metaphor. Oh my goodness.